Hello guys, and welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. This is Lunar Goddess Tarot. I produce videos specifically for the divine counterparts, the twin flames or twin souls, but also for light workers and star seeds and anyone really on this awakening or awakened path. And I wanted to do a video today to just check in to see how the counterparts are doing. Now, we carry the divine feminine and divine masculine energy inside of us. So you can look at this as an internal energy. If you don't know if you have an actual twin flame, you don't know if they're incarnated in this lifetime, or maybe you're in a soulmate relationship or kindred spirit relationship, you can look at this and tune into this for your internal feminine and masculine energy, which is of the utmost importance at this time as we are in an awakening phase on the earth. So I wanted to let you guys know that I am not offering private readings at this time. If and when I choose to do so in the future, I will most certainly let you know here on the channel and then also in the community tab. But if you'd like to support me, you can like and subscribe to the channel, as well as share my videos with anyone you feel may benefit. And you can hop on over to Patreon to check out some of my posts over there. I will be doing a Patreon post sometime this weekend talking about this full moon lunar eclipse that we just had yesterday in the very earthy and sensual sign of Taurus, and how that's affecting the counterparts, the connections, and what triggers may have come up. So that should be a really juicy post, guys, because there's a lot that's come up for the masculines, a lot of changes, a lot that they want to communicate, but there's also a lot of shifts going on for the divine feminine as she navigates her journey. Okay, so let us take a look here, and I'm just going to call on my guides and my light team and the ancestors, specifically the great grandmother energy, to be present here and to allow me to be a vessel, a pure vessel of divine truth and divine clarity. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and so it is. So we're going to hop right in, and what's really wanting to come out first, guys, which is kind of different, is the messages deck. So we're going to just go right into the messages deck here. And then we're also gonna have a look at the tarot deck, and we're gonna have a look at the integration cards and see what's being integrated now. All right, so the first deck that we are going to look into here is the Twin Flame Mirror Dialogue by Diane Garris. If you guys wanna go and check out her beautiful products, she's over on Etsy, and her link is below in the description box, as well as a link to my Patreon, and as well as a description of the video and a link to my website. All right, guys, let's get started. Now, I do want to point out just quickly, if you go over to the website and you look under the offerings page, you'll see that we are offering that my readings are sold out, but Holly and myself, Holly's another twin flame, and she's a healer and she's a Reiki master. We are offering healing sessions together. Those prices are going to go up in the new year. So come January 1st, those prices are going to increase. So if you would like to lock in those 3 sessions with us, you would want to do so now before the end of 2021. So just wanted to let you guys know that. And we're going to hop right in here. So the Divine Masculine has some things that he would like to say. So with that sensual energy of the full moon in Taurus that we had yesterday, it also being an eclipse, and depending on where you are in the planet, you might have seen a full eclipse or a partial eclipse. I know it was a partial eclipse here for us in the southeastern United States. So we have, I know I have mother issues, right? So working on the issues, like working on the relationships with women, working on relationships with the feminine energy in general. And the grandmother energy is coming in pretty strongly to assist the masculines at this time. And they're also wanting you to know, I'm having fantasies about you. So divine feminine, the masculine, is saying, I'm having fantasies about you, I'm thinking about you, and it's hard for them to concentrate right now. I do feel it's going to get harder and harder for the masculine to concentrate as we move through the ending, the next 6 weeks or so as we close out 2021. I do feel it's going to get more and more challenging for the masculine to really kind of keep this under wraps, if you will, like keep this connection, the way that they're feeling about you, under wraps, because a lot of them are really dying to communicate at this time, but they're not doing so because they're recognizing that what transpired and what happened and what caused this current situation between the two of you is that it was something major, and they're starting to take responsibility for the role that they played in that event. Okay, and this was an event that was a massive, not only trigger for both of you, but it sort of forced the feminine energy to walk away from the masculine, and this left the masculine pretty heartbroken, but also having to understand, why did this happen? What does this mean? What could I have done differently? And realizing that you can't treat your divine counterpart the way you would treat a normal karmic person or a 3D connection. So they're realizing they're not getting the same results that they normally would have gotten had it been a karmic situation where the karmic comes running after them and they work it out. The feminine has gone through those cycles with the masculine of trying to work it out and always being the one to initiate contact after there's been a separation, and making sure the masculine knows, I still love you and I'm still here. And now the feminine is in the energy of, I'm just taking care of myself. So I'm going to be over here taking care of myself. And it's kind of like the feminine is saying, you know, frankly, I don't have times for games or shenanigans. And when you're ready to commit and you're ready to really have an honest conversation about your feelings and about this connection and where it's headed and what this means to you and what I mean to you, then I'm open. But until then, if you're going to play your games, you may do so somewhere else. And so the masculine's really had a tough wake-up call here with this event. It's like this event is looming over the masculine. And part of what this full moon lunar eclipse has done is blasted through any blocks or obstructions to self-worth, because Taurus sits in the second house of our self-worth, and it's our connection to the material world and how we express our self-worth in the material world. So it has to do with our abundance and our connection to abundance and what we believe that we deserve. So what is it that you believe you deserve, and where is it that you have blocks to receiving abundance or love or joy? I'm going to be, in the very near future here, guys, I'm going to be selling an abundance workbook, and it's very deeply connected to your self-worth. So it's a self-worth workbook as well. Really, at its core, self-worth is very intimately and intricately connected to abundance. And so I'm going to be releasing that, and it's got some great journaling prompts and exercises to get you thinking deeper. So that will be released on the website here in the near future, hopefully before the end of the year. I can feel you too. So the masculine saying, you know, in your absence, you know, in the silence between us and the rift that exists between us at this time, with the oceans that we have between us, that I feel you too. I feel your presence just as strongly as you feel mine. I'm hiding my true feelings from you, right? So the masculine says, I'm still having these fantasies and I'm thinking about you, and you're sort of overpowering my thoughts, and I can't really, you know, I can't move forward even though I've tried to, and I've tried to replace you, and I've tried to just move on. I'm hiding the way that I truly feel. And I'm actually going to go to this deck and get a response from the feminine energy, because I feel like the feminine energy is quite fed up with the masculine's inability to really show his true self and to open his heart to her. And she feels like she's opened her heart several times and that the masculine hasn't reciprocated. I feel like you weren't willing to make me or us a priority. I won't beg for your love and attention. I deserve the best. So yeah, the feminine's like, okay, you know what? Hide your feelings from me, have these fantasies, but you weren't making me a priority. Other people became a priority. Your job became a priority. Your addiction became a priority. Your family, a karmic partner, whatever it might have been, but you weren't able to make me a priority. And for a long time, the masculine would sort of give excuses like, I wish I could. I know how much I want to give to you, but I can't. And I don't think I can make you happy. And it was all sort of like leverage for the masculine to keep the feminine sort of hooked. But it was also an excuse, because if they had made the necessary changes, right, removing the karmic influences from their lives and the third party energies from the connection, then they would have been able to be more devoted and loyal to the feminine. But as we know, this journey isn't a straight line, and there are reasons for why things happen and lessons that have to be learned, but it's a tough, tough journey, right? Sorry, I've still got throat chakra clearings and upgrades going on. So the feminine also says, I want intimacy. I feel you are emotionally distant. You seem avoidant of true intimacy and it hurts. So I need to step away for now, right? She's like, this emotional, like you're hiding your feelings. I can't tolerate that anymore. That's not something that is enjoyable for me to experience or to endure. I'm no longer interested in that. The feminine drives a hard bargain at this point in the journey. She really knows what she wants, and she's not afraid to ask for it or demand it. The masculine says, love's always been a game to me, right? And they're having a conversation here, you can tell, right? So the masculine says, feminine says, masculine says, I'm hiding my true feelings, but I do feel you. And the feminine says, I'm fed up. I want real, true intimacy, and I don't want to play these games anymore. And the masculine says, love has always been a game to me. It was safer that way. I was controlling. It was a control issue, but it wasn't a game with you. It was real. And I'm sorry that I didn't let you know that. I'm sorry that I played those games with you and made you feel like it was a game, because it wasn't. And the feminine just doesn't have the capacity or the energy to deal with games anymore. She's like, I've got way too much going on here in my life. I just don't have the capacity for games. I don't have the capacity for deception, for lies, for third-party energies. Like, that should not be present in our connection, and it needs to be removed. Those are the obstacles that we came here to remove. We came here to do this together. I need you, I need you to be on my side. We're supposed to be on the same team, Divine Masculine. But Divine Masculine hasn't been on his own team, right? So if he's not on his own team, how can he be on the feminine's team? Whew, feminine. She's getting pretty fierce and feisty with this eclipse here. I have many other opportunities in my life. I'm not going to put my life on hold for you anymore. I'm waiting for now, but I won't wait forever. And she's like, I've been waiting for a long time. I still have hope, and that door is still open, but at some point I'm going to have to start closing that door, because I can't sit here and wait forever. Life goes on, life is moving forward, and I want to move with it. I don't want to stay stagnant or stuck. And that's really what you need to do, Divine Feminine, is to move forward. Because if you stay in that same position, if you stay in that same place of waiting and hoping and wanting, then you're sending the message, excuse me, to the universe that says, I want to wait and hope. I want to remain waiting and hopeful, instead of actually drawing into you and magnetizing and manifesting what it is that you desire. And the masculine comes with some reassurance. I want you, I crave you, I long to feel you again. I won't tell you that because I want to show you. So he's like, okay, I get it. I understand. You have other opportunities. You're not going to wait forever, but I want to come in, sweep you off your feet, and show you how much you actually do mean to me, because I understand that you're not going to put your life on hold for me any longer. Nor should you, nor would I want you to. And the feminine says, this connection has taken a heavy toll, a heavy emotional toll on me. I need to move forward. So she's like telling him, she's saying, I'm moving forward, I'm moving on. And yes, there's still a place for you in my life, but I'm no longer standing with that door wide open. That door is beginning to close. That opportunity is beginning to, it's beginning to fade, Divine Masculine. So a lot of feminines with this eclipse have been triggered to really look at where they've closed their hearts, look at where they have relied on the masculine in terms of their self-worth, in terms of you know, affection, devotion, intimacy, and where they haven't received that from the masculine energy, whether it's the divine masculine or other exes, you know, or other masculine energies in their life. And so the feminine is really in this place of having to be honest with herself and come to terms with what she's allowed into her life from all of the masculines, from the masculine energy. And the masculine says, DM says, I want you to surrender to me. You are mine. I will not hurt you again. No more broken or empty promises. Now, this has come up a couple times recently, and I think it's important to acknowledge and look at that, because that is a message from the masculine collective that's saying, you know, I'm not going to come in with any broken promises. So if your masculine is silent, it's because they know that they have to come correct, and that they may not come in with any deception, third-party energies, or lies, that they need to come in and be 100% honest. And they need to be accountable. They need to be culpable for their actions, for their choices, like the choices that you've made, divine masculine. And the masculine says, I know I can easily go into victim mode. I'm trying to overcome that. It's been a pattern for me my entire life. I'm brokenhearted that we aren't together. My heart aches for you, but I won't let you know that. Okay, so you've got to overcome that pride, divine masculines, because it's not serving you any longer in this connection. It is not serving you to be in your pride and in your ego, because there's about 3 different cards here that says, I'm hiding my true feelings. I didn't let you know that this was real. And I won't let you know, like, I'm heartbroken. You need to let her know, divine masculine. You know, it's like she's no longer going to be responsive to kind of broken or empty promises. She's not going to be responsive to silence. She's not responsive to the things she may have been responsive to in the past. Because a lot of times what would happen is the feminine would, again, like I said in the beginning of the reading, she would reach out to the masculine after a period of time. Where you been? How's it going? Let's restart this. This time around, not only is she not doing that, but she's put down heavy boundaries. Says you actually may not come back into my life until XYZ has been laid out. Okay, you may not enter that door until you really choose to come correct. Okay, and to come without that baggage of the past. So the masculine's coming back. I think he's gaining a little bit of understanding here and says, I was in denial. I'm trying to understand. Thank you, divine masculine. That's what we wanted to hear, and that's what the feminine needed to hear. I didn't want to close out this reading on the note of just the masculine saying, I won't let you know that, because that's still game playing, divine masculine. He says, I haven't forgotten you. So these are pretty strong messages here. I was in denial. I haven't forgotten you, and I am trying to understand. So let's get a card here. Tell me more about I'm trying to understand. What is he trying to understand? I want to return to you. Yeah, so that message is clear. I haven't forgotten you. I want to return to you. Financial issues are a concern. Okay, but we know that that's coming up because of the self-worth surrounding and the material world in the second house of this lunar eclipse full moon in Taurus. I'm trying to be someone you can trust. Okay, I'm getting my finances in order. I'm getting my affairs in order. I was in denial, but now I'm trying to be someone you can trust. I'm truly trying to understand this connection. I have not forgotten you, and I do want to return to you. I do want to return to you. Let's get 1 or 2 more messages. I can't do this right now. I feel trapped and stuck in my situation. So now it's like the falling back into ego. I should have stopped while we were ahead. There's a falling back into ego here. I can't do this right now. I feel trapped and stuck in my situation. All right, let's go back here. Divine masculine. I didn't realize what was right in front of me. I am sorry. Sometimes I feel like I don't deserve such great love. It's scary. Okay, so again, it's like the truth is coming out. I'm stuck and trapped, but you're not. That's an illusion, and you know that, Divine Masculine. You know that. I didn't realize what was right in front of me, okay? I didn't expect to have such strong feelings for you. I didn't know what to do with those feelings. I acted immaturely. I know this. This causes me much stress. I don't know what to do about it. There's a lot of don't knows here. There's a lot of like hiding still and don't knows, but a lot of that hiding is because the Divine Masculine doesn't feel worthy. So the self-worth is being worked on at this time. I have certain ideas about how a relationship should be. I don't know if I can give you what you want right now. I don't know if I can ever give you that. Are you better off without me? Maybe. I'm going to actually have the feminine respond to this. Respond to that, feminine, that he's better off, that you're better off without him. Can you respond to that? Can you respond to that, Divine Feminine, that you're better off without him? I feel like this whole thing was a game for you. That hurt. My feelings for you were real. So she's like, you had this vision, this idea about a relationship, and I didn't fit the mold, or we didn't fit the mold, and sort of like you gave up because you, like, the feminine may have felt like she had to prove something to this masculine, or she didn't feel, maybe you didn't feel worthy in his presence because he really didn't feel worthy of you, and so you guys mirrored that. But she's saying like, this was real for me. And the masculine comes back and says, I have deep regrets for the way we parted. I didn't want to go our separate ways, but it seemed best at the time. I thought you would chase me. I'm heartbroken. I'm sad. I'm lonely. I have deep regrets for the way we parted. Look at this, guys. So to end this particular reading, I'm going to just leave this as a messages reading. The feminine says, the masculine said, I have regrets for the way we parted. The feminine says, I don't like the way we left things. So many things unsaid, so many things misconstrued. Our ending caused me a lot of pain because it didn't even feel like an ending, just pain. Okay, so there's a lot to work through. There's a lot that's been triggered with this full moon lunar eclipse, guys. Keep in mind, you know, that the energies are still very intense and very triggering at this time. There was a lot of energy. If you look into the eclipse, you'll see there were some T-squares to other planets happening that were a little combustive, quite triggering. So keep that in mind, guys. But take a break this weekend, you know, from watching readings. Take a break and be out in nature. That would be really good. And just really, guys, tune into yourself, tune into what it is that you need, what foods are going to be most beneficial and healthy at this time. Exercise, move your body, go out and, you know, just be outside as much as possible, experience nature, hug your pets, and really take care of yourself, guys. It's all about your self-worth right now. It's being worked on heavily. And again, if you guys want to work with Holly and myself, you can go onto the website. Those rates will not last long. They will be going up January 1st, 2022 to work with us. So if you'd like to work with us, if you'd like to get in at that rate, do let us know. And it's a minimum of 3 sessions. Sending you guys lots of love, lots of support, and lots of light. Take great care.